Hello everyone, Namaste. My name is Paripatri and welcome to the Buddha Purnima celebrations. I'm very happy to be here among each and every one of you who is participating in this event and meditating with this full moon energies. Full moon is a time where the energies are at its peak, and we start when we meditate, we amplify that effect. Today, I'm here to share with you about the law of one and also about the different densities. Okay, you may have already heard about the different dimensions, but today I'm going to introduce you to a concept called density. Okay, so let's get started. First, I would like to start with actually stating the law. What is the law of one? And we'll discuss the content, and then we'll come back to understanding this law of one. So basically, this law of one is that in truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity. For all will be, as you would say, reconciled at some point in your dance through the mind body spirit complex, which you amuse yourself by distorting in various ways at this time. This distortion is not in any case necessary. It is chosen by each of you as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought which binds all things. You are speaking of similar or somewhat like entities or things. You are everything, every being, every emotion, every event, every situation. You are unity. You are infinity. You are love, light, love. You are. This is the law of one. How beautiful it is. We will learn about this in the next few minutes. But first, I want to talk about what is this, where did this law of one come from? So law of one came from the social memory complex of the sixth density beings called the raw. They call themselves as raw, ra. Okay, and so they have been contacting the beings on earth from a very long time back. In earth's ancient history, in our history, Ra is known as the Egyptian god of the sun. They state, however, so when they contacted us, so these people contacted medium. All this information came through channel information and is written in the book of the book of one, the law of one, the raw material. So this is really interesting because this collaborates many scientific things that we have studied so far, and also beautifully integrates the spirituality that we have learned from our religious texts. So it's a very great book to understand. However, you might have to read it multiple times to really get the gist. But today I'm going to introduce you to few concepts. So they state, so these people, they don't consider them as individuals, like how we considered I am Pari, you are maybe Swapna or Manjula. So we differentiate as two different people. But when we go higher in density, densities are the different levels of consciousness, of sacred geometry, of awareness. So as the density goes higher, there are no more individuals. It is one memory, one consciousness. It is unity. So and every the information that holds by every individual is held in that collective consciousness. Let me give back some history about it. In ancient history, as I mentioned, Ra is known as the Egyptian god. So when we say Ra, we are actually calling upon the sun. And they visited the Egyptians, and they came in as brothers, as sisters, as gods on earth. We had gods living among the human beings. In all our mythologies, this has been said: gods among the human beings. It can be suras or asuras or whoever. So this has been very, very much noted in our scriptures. So this is a time when the extraterrestrial beings, the other beings, the higher density beings visited Earth and were teaching the Earth people, were giving them, imparting spiritual science. So they came as brothers and sisters, not as gods. So they just came to give this information, give this law of one. They came because that civilization had developed a culture and belief system that prepared them to comprehend this information, these concepts of the law of one in Egypt. So that's why, so whenever a civilization, a culture reaches a certain vibrational frequency, the beings come, the higher beings come to impart information, because now we are ready to receive that. We need to be ready to even receive information, because if we are not in that vibrational frequency, we cannot even understand. We may hear the information, but we can really not comprehend it. This readiness for the law of one drew those of Ra to them to serve as teachers. Okay, so they drew them, this culture drew them to serve as teachers of these principles. So, but what happened, what Ra says is that their effort was to help the people understand what is law of one, understand the power that lies within them. But this was misunderstood. This particular culture were misunderstood and distorted. They had a distorted understanding about this information. The Egyptians, particularly the royal elite, okay, who reserved the message only for themselves. So what happened? There was again some kind of control thing that happened. So the priests, the higher elite royal people in the Egypt, took this information and they withheld this information with them. And this has been happening in many, many other civilizations, not just in Egypt. When the power of when it is comes to the holding information is power. When we withhold information, we are doing a disservice to others by not sharing it, by not empowering everyone. Information is empowering. When we have information, it empowers us. So that is what they did. They just took the information, they kept it for them, and they did not share it with anybody else. um, and this led the raw, the people, the raw, the beings retrieve from Earth. So they left Earth because they couldn't fulfill the purpose that they came here for, is to teach this to everybody. But since these people withheld, they had to retrieve from the Earth. So they removed themselves from here. But but now they are coming back. They have been, this particular law one was given to us in 1980s, and since then they have been contacting us in various locations to impart this information, the law of one. um, but they have this long desire to correct the distortions of what was misunderstood, what the information that was withheld by this royal elite and used for their own purposes, to rule or to control or to manipulate, whatever that purpose is. They are here to clear those distortions. But that is not the only reason why they are here. They're also here because Earth, right now, the Earth is nearing a 75,000 year master cycle of evolution, and many of its population, of Earth's population, is ready to graduate to the next evolutionary stage, which they call, the Raw calls it as fourth density. Right now we are in the third density, where we are now ready to graduate into the fourth density, a certain amount of population, um, which is a density of love and understanding. The density, the fourth density, is the density of love and understanding. I'm going to share with you what is all the different kinds of densities and what do they mean. So they wish, what they want is, they wish to be to aid us in this time of transition, and and are here in with the attitude of serving, with the intention to serve and help us. So let's now understand, where are they from? Where are the raw, these beings? Where are they from? So they say that they are from the sixth density, And they, and in their words, a social memory complex. So they call themselves as a social memory complex. What does that mean? This means, this is what a planet becomes in densities of evolution. This is a process of evolution. So sixth density is something that is beyond what we comprehend right now, beyond what we understand. But we will learn a little bit just to get a glimpse or sense of what it is. Here, as I mentioned, they don't consider themselves as individuals, they consider themselves as a collective. So any information that is brought in by one individual is a part of the whole, which is different from what we see in the third density. So according to them, the population of Earth will birth its own social memory complex. We will have our own collective consciousness, and after graduation to this fourth density, which is the love and understanding, is complete. Um, just as individuals evolve over time, the social memory complex likewise evolves. Okay, we have a certain collective consciousness right now, but we tap into it. We don't, it's not something that is really uh, across the board. It is something that people, if we choose to tap into it, we get into it. But when we graduate into the fourth density, this social memory complex, collective consciousness also evolves and is available to each and every individual. So in there is no distinction between one individual and the whole group. Okay, so that is where we will be graduating in. Thus when we when we communicate with the raw, we must speak to them as one entity, as one social memory complex. Okay. And the other thing is that the raw also are a part of a larger confederation of planets. Okay, in the service of one infinite creator being. So that is what they call the source. Source is that one infinite creator being, and all these beings are in the service of this one infinite creator being. And of course, don't get me wrong, we all come from this one infinite creator being. We all come from the source. We are from the source, and we are here to manifest. We are here, we created this whole evolution, and we are here to push to see the creation, to understand the creation in every, from every perspective, to understand the creation from every perspective. So in each life that we take upon it, it is not about right or wrong. It is not about the polarity. That is what the law once states. It is not about is this right or is this wrong. It is about understanding the creation of our own in different perspectives. As the truth is whole, okay, the truth is whole. From where we see the truth depends on our percept, that defines our perception. So, and every perception is right. There is no right or wrong perception. Perception is, it is an experience. So we are here to experience and perceive things, to understand this whole creation. We understand the what are we creating, to understand our own creations, basically. So they are a part of this confederation of planets in the service of the one creator. And and according to them, the members of confederation have been offering these services through channeling. So they have been coming and helping us through channeling and other means to various individuals and groups around the world for some time. Their interaction with this planet stretching back into our deep prehistorical past. Okay, so they have been here, they have been contacting us through meditation, through talking to us through messages or channeling or automatic writing. All of these are the means, or through dreams. They can talk to us in dreams. So they have been contacting us through in various, and many have expressed their experiences in PSSM, talking about the messages from these higher density beings. And their message, a primary message, has always been that we live in a universe of unity. we live in a universe of unity, that the world we perceive it is an illusion, that we are here to learn how to give and receive love. The ultimate goal, anything that you have, you may be a musician, you may be um, a teacher or anything, or a dancer, anything that you do, our ultimate goal is to learn how to receive and share our love. That meditation is the principal means of discovering the creator that exists in all of us. So the whole message is that the meditation is one principal means of how we can discover the creator within us, to awaken to that our own truth, which is pretty interesting. So in those conversations that he was having with Carla Ruckert, he took responsibility for their perspective. See, again, from every density being that we get messages, they have their own perspectives, they have their own agendas, everybody have their own perspective. Unless we really, again, as I mentioned, why do we come onto the earth as different lifetimes, as different, as a male, as a female, as a rich, as a poor, is to understand all these different perspectives. So they take responsibility for their own perspective, and what as somewhat described as different upon, so their information is based upon their own perspective. So anyway, so again, I'm gonna let's talk about the different densities. What are the different densities? Okay, let's start with our first density. What is the first density? um, so according to the raw, to these beings, we move through an infinite system of octaves. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting now. If you are a musician, or if you have worked with music, you will understand octave. Octave is that measure for music, that is how they see music. And in the octaves, each octave, and it is pretty interesting why octaves. It's not only this, in every other spiritual master has talked about this, how the sound is very much integrated with sacred geometry. So in each octave divided into 7 ascending densities. Okay, each octave. So our evolution, or we move into this infinite octaves as a multiverse, because there are infinite universes. So that's called the multiverse. In this infinite octaves, there are 7 densities. That's what he calls. And as we go across this density, we graduate to each density. At the end, after the 7 density, we go back to the first density, and another new octave starts. So it's like an infinite series of evolution. Creation is always happening. This earth is a matrix that we are here to play as a game. And once we evolve, we go and start again afresh as first density. So here, there is no winning. There is no saying that, oh, you know what, I finished my 7th density and I'm done and I'm done and I'm enlightened. And we go back and do this all over again, because we are always constantly want to experience our own creations. There is infinite, there is no winning here. There is no winning and losing. It is just that experience that matters. So which is pretty interesting to understand. So let me go and talk about the densities. The first density of our current octave, fire and wind. So what he says is the fire and wind teach earth and water. Fire and wind teach earth and water to be formed in such a way as to produce the foundation for subsequent biological life. This has been said by many other spiritual masters. So the first density is where fire and wind teach earth and water to be formed in a way it is fertile for biological life. That is the first density. It can be bacteria, virus, algae, fungi, things like that. The second density is the level of consciousness, inhabited by bacteria and single-celled organisms in the lower stages of plants and animals in the higher stages. So now we are getting into the life itself, having a life. So probably first density is the rock, the mineral kingdom, and then things are forming, the cells are forming. And in the second density is the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. The densities lessons involve transforming from the random change of first density to more coherent awareness through the that facilitates growth and directed movement. So basically, there is movement, there is growth, there is thinking, there's emotions, there's a lot happening in the second density. As entities progress through the second density, they begin to strive toward the next density of self consciousness. And as the spirit complex becomes awakened, what is spirit complex? It is the collective consciousness becomes awakened, graduation to the third density happens. What is third density? Third density is the density of choice. We have a more highly developed self awareness that includes the mind, body, and spirit. And for the first time, a fully activated spirit. So we have this complex built down, and we have this choice. It's a density of free will, choice. The function of this density is to polarize our consciousness and to choose our form of love, our form of service. So this is very interesting because here we have the power to choose. We have the power to choose the level of consciousness, and there is polarizing, there is duality in this third density, which is male and female, which is light and dark. So this duality exists in here. An exclusive love of self and which rejects universal love and seek to control, manipulate, and exploit. This is the service to self. So there are two different forms or spectrum. Okay, there is polarity. What is polarity? There is service to others on one spectrum, and the other spectrum there is service to self. So we have two things going on where service to self is all about ourselves, is about exploiting others, love of self, whereas service to others is always about focusing the service as one consciousness, as unity consciousness. So this is the third density. Now, fourth density is the love and understanding. This is where the social memory complex is born. This is where this one consciousness is born, the collective mind, which is available to everybody, is born, where thoughts becomes things and love becomes visible. Okay, this is where thoughts become things faster. Of course, here in 3D matrix also becomes, but there is this space time relativity also on how that manifests. There's a lot of factors involved here. And the positive and negative polarities separate from each other to inhabit environment. So there is this, you can see distinctively positive and negative polarities, whereas on earth there's this grays, there's different shades that are happening. There's not just right or wrong, there are different shades on earth. But as we go higher, that polarity becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. In the fifth density, the density of light, wherein wisdom becomes the focus of creation, and for graduation for next, that wisdom is important in the next density, the density, fifth density. The sixth density balances and unifies the love learned in fourth density. So it is all about balance and unifying. And Fourth density with the light. So sixth density is of light. The seventh density reaches a realm of experience even more difficult to describe. So they're not able to describe really seventh density because they say it is beyond our comprehension, 3D comprehension. They say, according to them, the density of foreverness. And herein we begin to move into total harmony with the one creator. So Ra is from the sixth density, which is the density of light. And seventh density, they are saying that it is something that we cannot comprehend. It is that oneness with the one creator being. The eighth density represents the complete uh, unity of all the creation with one creator, and can be viewed as the first density of a new octave. So again, it goes back to the singularity. So if you have heard in all our scriptures, we start from zero, Shunya, we go back to Shunya. This is exactly what the law of one talks about. We start from zero, we go back to zero. The again, going back to what they state, the law, I'm going to read that again. In truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity, because where we come from the abundance, from the source, there is no polarity. For all will be, as you would say, reconciled at some point in our dance through the mind, body, spirit. Everything will be reconciled. Every perspective will be reconciled, which you amuse yourself by distorting in various ways. We distort ourselves. We create distortions to amuse ourselves. That's what he's saying. To amuse, because if there is no amusement, why are we here? We need problems. That's why we create problems to amuse ourselves. And you may wonder, Pari, I do not create problems to amuse. And this is where the soul science come into play, when you see it from a bigger picture. You are the infinite co-creator. You are the powerful co-creator. We are here to, we chose to come here. We don't have to be here. We chose to come here to experience this different perspectives, this different perspectives of our own creation. The distortion is not in any case necessary. That's what, it's not necessary, but we chose it. It is chosen by each of you as an alternative to understanding the complete unity of thought, which binds all things. We are not speaking, or you're not speaking of similar or somewhat like entities. See, it's not about we are similar entities. It is about you are everything, every being, every emotion, every event, every situation. You are unity. You are love, light, light, love. You are. There's no question, don't doubt, not even 1%, 0.1% doubt about it. This is the law of one. Understanding that we are all, this is the law of unity. There is no right or wrong. There is no, there is no fair or unfair. When we understand from this perspective, yes, of course, the 3D matrix has its own laws and rules, but we don't have to get consumed into it, because we created it from our own amusement, for our own perspective experience, for our own experiences, vibrational experience. Because when we have a vibrational experience, it comes in and connects to our soul consciousness, and makes that complete awareness. The awareness shifts, the awareness expands. And this is what meditation does. Even the law of one says that the extremely important perception is our meditation. Meditation is extremely important to understand this. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed sharing this with you, and I'm so honored to share this information. And there is so much more that we can learn. And I look forward to connecting with you again. Thank you very much. And we'll see you later. Bye bye.